Welcome to the BWC. This is another episode. This will be Trial by Combat, which is the second biggest show of the year and is halfway through the year. So we have gone 6 months into this first year of BWC, so this is only half the year so far. We are going to get into it right now. We are starting off this first week with Jason Flores doing a heat promo. Obviously, he is now the #1 contender to the World Championship against his brother, Frank Flores, and they will be fighting at Trial by Combat. For our first match, we have Black and White versus Malachi Thorne and Evil Sanders of the Garden of Thorns. Black and White are going to win this one. And then, oh no, what's happening? Evil Sanders, he's attacking Malachi Thorne, the leader of his faction. He's turning on him. We'll have to figure out why he decided to turn on Malachi Thorne next episode. Axel Weiss versus Ricky Blackbear. Axel Weiss wins. We have a big-time promo battle, Alpha and the Wolfpack, and Marco Lazara, because of course Marco prevented Alpha from cashing in at the end of last episode at Revolution, so Alpha is not happy about that. And we have Razor Blade surprise attacking Marco Lazara, but he will have his chance to get revenge in the main event tonight. Dave England versus Cody Duvall. Dave England wins. The main event, Marco Lazara versus Razor Blade, and you know what, I will randomize this. Marco Lazara wins. Then we have a stare down. Marco Lazara and Alpha, they will be fighting one-on-one at Trial by Combat with some sort of stipulation. Alright, starting off week 2, we have Frank Flores and Jason Barbarian Flores doing a promo battle. They are going to be fighting, of course. Alright, for our first match, we have Lee War versus Jinzo from Smooth Landing. Lee War is going to win this match, and he is going to be attacked afterwards by Landon Morgan. Kyle Grayson versus Shane Montana. Shane Montana wins. And now we have Evil Sanders, and he is talking directly to Malachi Thorne. He says he did not come to this company to be in a losing faction. He came to destroy, and he's going to burn down the Garden of Thorns. So Evil Sanders wants to destroy the very faction and the very guy who led him into this company. Malachi Thorne is going to attack him for that. Axel Weiss versus Jacob Fez. Axel Weiss will win this match, and he will demand a title shot against Cole the Hammer Howard at Trial by Combat, which will be made official. And then for our main event, we have the Sharp Brothers and Marco Lazara, newfound good guy Marco Lazara versus Alpha, Black and White of the Wolfpack. And who is I going to have win? I'll have them win. Boom. Alright, starting off week 3, we have a promo battle. Nick Steele, Patrick Pearson, Cole Howard, and Axel Weiss. They are going to have a tag team match in the main event. In our first match, we have Matt Black and James Sharp. Matt Black is going to win. And then there's going to be a fight that breaks out, Sharp Brothers and Black and White for their match. We have a tag team match here, Empire Elite versus Scraps. Let's just randomize it. Empire Elite, alright. Backstage attack, Razor Blade is attacking Alvador Rage backstage. And now we have Grant Wolf from the Garden of Thorns versus Evil Sanders. Evil Sanders is going to win. We have a contract signing, Felix Frost and Dave England right here. Then the main event, tag team match, we are going to have it be random. Alright, Patrick and Cole. Alright, and here we are at Trial by Combat, and we have a beautiful graphic here for this show. This is going to be a big match. There's going to be some that are going to be randomized and some that I'm going to choose the winners. We are just going to get into it right now. Alright, for our first match, heavily anticipated, Marco Lazara versus Alpha, the Warriors right holder, in a street fight. No rules, no disqualifications. I'm going to randomize this one. Let's see who wins. Alpha wins. Alright. Alright, second match for the International Championship, Cole the Hammer Howard versus Axel Weiss. Let's do another randomize. Cole wins. Alvador Rage versus Razor Blade. They have been fighting for several months now, and now the International Championship is on the line, and Razor Blade is going to win, but it's not going to matter because he's not going to get that International Championship he always wanted. For the tag team titles, the Sharp Brothers versus Black and White from the Wolfpack, and Black and White are going to win. They're going to be the new tag team champions here at Trial by Combat, finally defeating the Sharp Brothers. And here we have it, a casket match, Malachi Thorne versus Evil Sanders. Obviously, Evil Sanders turned on Malachi Thorne, the leader of his faction, and Evil Sanders is going to beat this one, essentially burying Malachi Thorne, but he's going to beat him with the help of Jason Hale, attacking Malachi Thorne during the match, turning on the guy who believed in him. Malachi Thorne, everyone turned on him in his faction, and Evil Sanders and Jason Thorne will now be leaving the Garden of Thorns. All right, now for the European Championship, we have Felix Frost versus Dave England. I'm going to randomize this one. Let's go. I'm cheering for Dave England. Felix Frost won. All right, we have a 3v3 match here. We have Smooth Landing with Landon Morgan versus Lee War and Thunder and Lightning, the tag team. Let's randomize it. Why not? Oh my gosh, they won. That they are the heavy underdogs there. That's crazy they won that. Wow. All right, for the United States Championship, we have Nick Steele in his hometown versus Patrick Peterson, and Patrick Peterson is going to win, defeating Nick Steele and becoming the new United States Champion, Patrick Peterson from the Gladiators. And here we are already at the main event for the World Championship. We have Frank the Great Flores versus Jason the Barbarian Flores in a trial by combat match. That is a match type where all weapons are used. This is the absolute peak of matches when it comes to this company. And this is the main event, and I'm going to randomize it. For the first time, I'm going to randomize a Frank the Great Flores match. Now, I do want Frank to win. I would prefer if he won because I have other plans for him. But I'm gonna let randomness decide. Let's see, Jason the Barbarian could win this. Oh my god, it's Frank the Great Flores retains against his brother. Wow. The suspense is crazy. And the match was amazing. There it is. Frank the Great Flores, your world championship. And here we have the Wrestling Spectator. Scroll through that, and this is the biggest show for, or the second biggest show for most of the companies here, so they should have pretty stacked cards as well. And I will scroll through these one last time before we end the video. Boom, 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 boom. And that's it. Goodbye. Next time will be Firestorm.